Today, we're diving into an ancient practice with a really powerful solution for our most modern problems. This is all about a kind of prayer that isn't meant to change the world around you, but to fundamentally change the world inside you.
Personal hell. I know, that's a pretty strong way to put it. But you know that feeling, right? That feeling of being stuck in a loop of anxiety or frustration or just sadness that you just can't seem to shake. It's something we all go through, but the flavor of that suffering today, it's often kind of unique to our time.
I bet some of these sound familiar. You know that endless scroll that just leaves you feeling like you're not enough? Yeah, that's comparison hell. Or that constant pressure and sheer exhaustion from work that leads to a total shutdown? That's burnout hell. And of course, the sharp personal sting from some anonymous comment online. We can definitely call that cyberbullying hell. These are the very real, very modern psychological traps we all face.
But what if I told you there's a path out of all this? Look, it's not some quick fix, but it's a deep, profound shift in how you see things, and it's rooted in some seriously ancient wisdom. And it all starts with a simple, but really powerful psychological tool. It's a technique called labeling. And what psychologists have found is that when we take a vague, overwhelming feeling and just give it a name, something pretty remarkable happens. The simple act of saying to yourself, okay, this is comparison hell, or I see, this feeling is burnout hell. It makes the emotion feel less like a fog and more like something you can actually hold and deal with.
And you know, there's some fascinating science to back this up. The simple act of naming an emotion actually calms down the activity in your amygdala. That's the fear center of your brain. So when you face your pain and give it a name, you're not running from it. You're taking the first absolutely crucial step toward taking away its power.
Okay, so this quote, it can feel really jarring, right? The arising of the mind is nothing but sin. I mean, at first glance, it sounds so harsh, like you're supposed to blame yourself for every single negative thought or feeling that pops into your head. But trust me, that is a complete misunderstanding of what this is trying to say. The point here is so important. This is not about blaming yourself. Not at all. It's actually an invitation to be mindful. It's a call to just notice. Notice the habits of your mind, the automatic judgments, the anxieties that keep coming back without beating yourself up for them. This is about awareness, not accusation. And to build that awareness, we need a tool. We need self-compassion.
So here's a simple, really concrete practice to build that muscle. At the end of each day, just take a moment, reflect, and write down 3 small good things you did. Seriously, they can be tiny. Maybe you were patient in traffic, maybe you really listened to a friend, or maybe you just made it through a tough day. Just acknowledge that effort. This isn't about building up your ego, it's about generating the positive energy you're going to need for the deeper work.
See, this foundation of self-awareness totally transforms the whole idea of prayer. A lot of us start from a place of dependency, right? Please fix this for me. But this practice guides us toward a more proactive way of thinking. How can I understand and change the patterns inside of me that are causing this suffering? It's a huge shift from being a passive victim to being an active participant in your own healing.
This image of the tangled roots, it just nails the core idea. We're moving beyond just dealing with the withered leaves, the symptoms like anxiety or burnout. The real goal here is to get our hands dirty and untangle the root system, those mental habits and reactive patterns where these problems actually get their start.
So here it is, the first of 3 really powerful questions to guide this practice. When you're right in the middle of your hell, you ask yourself, what habit of mine, what thought pattern, what automatic reaction is the actual root of this suffering? And yeah, it requires a lot of honesty and a real willingness to look inward.
Okay, the second question builds right on top of that first one. This is all about recognizing the loops we get stuck in. What am I doing or thinking or feeling over and over and over again that keeps creating the same painful environment for myself? You see, identifying that repetition, that's the key to finally breaking the cycle.
And here is where the practice becomes truly transformational. The final question takes you completely out of your own head. I want you to think about the countless other people all over the world who, right in this very moment, are struggling with the exact same pain that you are. What can you genuinely wish for them?
Because when you do this, something absolutely incredible happens. Your personal, isolating pain, it becomes a bridge to universal compassion. Your suffering is no longer just this heavy burden you have to carry alone. It's the very thing that connects you to the rest of humanity and lets you feel real, genuine empathy.
And hey, don't feel like you have to master this overnight. That's not the point. It's emphasized that even a single, heartfelt moment of this practice, just one sincere reflection, one genuine wish for others, is an incredibly powerful start.
It has the strength to start dissolving negative habits that you might have had for decades.
And this leaves us with such a beautiful, profound metaphor. Your karma, your habits, your patterns, your pain, it might feel incredibly heavy, like an anchor that's just going to pull you under. But this practice of mindful, compassionate prayer, it's like boarding a great, unsinkable ship. You are supported, you're held by this powerful vow, and the promise is you will reach the shore of happiness.
So I'll just leave you with this one question to take with you. Thinking about your own life right now, what's one hell, one recurring difficulty that you could maybe start by just giving a name to today? Because naming it, well, that's the very first step on this amazing journey.